Hello and welcome. It's me, Mr. Ree. It's Limelight, and we are super excited to get with you, get on the screen, get into DTR because new cards are out tonight, and we want to hit you with the top 10 hottest cards that you need to have coming into the next set. Limelight,
Yep.
what's going on? What are you excited for?
DTR's tomorrow. DTR release is tomorrow. So midnight release tonight in Australia. We're super hyped. There are some cards I definitely want to pull that I need for my decks.
Yep.
But I think some of them are going to be a little pricey. So I'd like to make a list and I guess let you guys know what you should probably get your hands on as quick as possible before they break the wallet. So I've made a little list here for you, Mystery.
Yeah, and as you know, Limelight is one of the great players of the community. Unlike myself, who's just a caster, Limelight has so much knowledge of this game. So really, you need to take what he says as liquid gold. And this is what the top 10 comes down to. Starting with number 10, we're hitting up with Reguel the Abyss. Now, this is a draw a card, then discard up to 2 Spectre cards. And for each card discarded this way, draw an additional card. Talk to me about it.
I will say this isn't in any order. This card is cracked. If this was
this is an order. You told me it was an order, dude. What are you?
No. If this was 10 to 1 though, this card would be probably number 2. But no, it's not in order. That's fine.
Number 2.
Reguel the Abyss is obviously it is a card. Let me read it out to you. Draw a card, then discard up to 2 Spectre cards. For each card discarded this way, draw an additional card. So the reason why this is good is that if you run the Spectre engine, you're able to discard 2 float and draw 2 cards, which gives you a +2 value. So there's not many +2 values in this game. What I mean by +2 value for the newer players is hand value is a thing in the game. Cards give you hand value. You draw cards when you play cards, which is a good thing. This lets you draw 2 cards, so it's more beneficial than ones that draw 1 card. So yeah, very, very good card mystery. Lets you draw a lot of cards, lets you discard a lot of cards. Definitely helps with those fire aggro lists. If you want to run like a fire aggro Spectre, you can get a lot of cards in the grave. But no, mainly level 3 decks will be using this. They'll be popping 2 float in the bin with this, and they'll be leveling up for free pretty much, which is amazing.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for this card will come later in the video, but there is a reason this card has been ultimately popping off, and it's around that discard value. So great card. Yes. Get your hands on it. Either pull it or, go to Elusive, get this card. This is a big one to watch for. All right, number 2. 100%. Weaving Mana Stream. There's a lot going on here. So your champion becomes distant as a 2 cost. It's floating memory class bonus, and then it's a Diana, an elemental bonus. Whenever this card is banished from your graveyard to pay for the memory cost, you may load it into the Aether Wing weapon you control. So Diana in the new set, of course, uses Aether Wing charges, which is kind of her new attack. So you would load to shoot with her Aether Wing spell. So really, from my understanding here, is this card, I banish it for floating, so I get my consuming it, but then instead of putting banish it back into my weapon, and then I use it goes in my graveyard, then I'm floating it up, and here we go, round and round, baby.
Yes, so this card is very powerful for the sole reason that as long as there's no sensors or raccoons, this card can continue to be used for float for everything.
Yeah.
So if you were to, let's say, have 2 of these in your graveyard, your level 1 and level 2 are going to be basically free. So some water diners aren't even running dungeon guards anymore because they have permanent floating. This card says, I am floating for the rest of the game if you want me. So very strong, a very necessary card in Water Diana. And I think this card's going to be an expensive SR. So hopefully we can kind of get our hands on it early and put in our Water Diana, start getting some games in.
Ooh, super rare. I'm hoping to pull some of these on the weekend. I'm very excited. Right. Card 3, the fluffy Shopkeep. Now, I was a bit like, what? Lime? Tell me more. So this is an intercept. Always good. On enter, you may banish 2 cards from your material deck. If you do, draw a card into your memory. And it's a 1/3. Talk to me about this.
So I think this is my favorite card of the set.
Wow.
Which is a big take, right?
Yeah, that's
probably
big
my
take,
favorite card of the set. I want to get foils of it. So I've been playing a lot of Ensol lately. Ensol's back, baby. Love it.
Oh, yes.
Which I didn't put Votive Blade on this list, sadly. Spoilers, it sucks, but I should have. But Fluffy Shopkeep lets me. The problem with a lot of those Crux decks and a lot of those decks were the early aggression or playing cards. You didn't want to play cards early because you didn't want to lose your influence. Whenever you played a card early as Ensol or as Merlin, you would lose your influence, which stops you from playing the Deer. stops you from ensoling, stops you from flame sweeping. So being able to play a 1/3 intercept, which has a draw a card function on it, it's a +0. So it's basically a Star Wars Shieldmate that I don't have to rely on floating memory for. But the bonus for Ensol is that I can't use any of my material deck anyway. Like half of them are off-color swords that I have there to just summon with my Ensol. So what I'm able to do is I'm able to fluffy Shopkeep, banish whatever swords I want because it doesn't actually matter, and get to have a 1/3 body with a free draw the card. So it's a +0. There's also been some funny text where you can go like, you've drawn all your cards up from your Reguel the Abyss for the game, and you just go fluffy Shopkeep, banish 2 swords, fluffy Shopkeep, banish 2 swords, rending flames for 18. So it's kind of putting those swords in the bin, which lets level 3 Lorraine do more damage with more swords in the bin as well.
Damn, all right, ready for people to cook with fluffy Shopkeep. On to the next, the Spell Ward Scepter. And pretty much just reading this card tells you how OP it is, and that's like you banish the Scepter, the activation of the next card you activate this turn can't be negated. Like, hallelujah, baby! No more water negate. Let's go.
This thing is very strong. I think this is going to be in a lot more decks than people understand. This is in every deck of mine so far, for the sole reason that people think about, I guess, like your first step. This is good knowledge for everyone. Your first step is to think, okay, I want to fireball my opponent, so I'm going to spell with Scepter and I'm going to fireball my opponent and they're going to die, right? But the next level from there is like, okay, I'm going to bring up my spell with Scepter, and then I'm going to spell with Scepter my Frostbind, so then you can't stop me from finishing your game or ruining your plans. So Spell with Scepter, not only is that aggressive, I've got this so you lose, it's I've got this so you can't win as well. Not to mention, you can guarantee that important dungeon guide on the right turn. You can guarantee that flame sweep you need on that turn. You can guarantee your Pendragon. You can guarantee your peaceful reunion. Like, there's so many key moments that this card will stop an incap or stop a Frostbind or a Frozen Dismissal that will just turn the tides of your game. So this card's very important.
Yeah, wonderful piece of regalia. Alice the Golden Queen. Now it's a bit like, say what? This is inherent effect chessman command attack cards you activate enter within 10+1. Lineage release for each chessman ally you control. Prevent the 3 damage that would be dealt to an ally this turn. So this is a new champion. We're saying I think there's no level 2 or level 3, correct? This is just a level 1 base. So I think it's more, from understanding here, is like, hey, we know there's a lot of chessman cards here. We know there's a lot of like suited. There's this introduction to a new kind of space. This is where it's headed. You should probably put into looking to invest. Is that kind of how we look at this card?
Yeah. So Alice has come out with, I think there's only 5 chessman cards, which is nothing, right? Like, it's not even a full deck worth, right? But I think that they, like, if we're thinking from a perspective term, I think they're putting this in here now because they can't fit it in next set. The next set's a subset for this set, right? Like, every time we have a main set, we have a subset, and the subset's Phantom Monarch. I think Phantom Monarch will have a lot of chessman stuff. I think like they couldn't fit it all in Phantom Monarch.
Yep.
I think it's also a way to hype up what's coming, because you've got Alice in Wonderland, you've got her chessmen, some chessmen in here, and if you read her effect, like, she can release her level 1 and prevent the next 3 damage that will be dealt to an ally. So she looks like she's going to be an ally-based champion.
Yep.
And chessman command attacks you control will have in attempt to get +1. So it looks like she's going to be like a board momentum kind of character, but we're going to have to see what happens with Phantom Monarch. I still think it's a good pickup to get now, because if you wait till Phantom Monarch and we get revealed like some broken card, this is going to double in value. So, cool. Yeah.
Snow White. Oh, is it Weiss Queen? Weiss Queen?
Yeah. Weiss Queen. Yeah.
Weiss Queen?
That's a good one, Mr. E. You got it in one go.
Thank you. I am an educator.
Now, I have trauma. Read this. I have trauma about this card. You read it.
Level plus 1 on enter. Rest target champion. If doesn't wake up during its controller's next phase, it doesn't wake up during its controller's next wake up phase. So you rested, they can't wake up next phase. If a rested champion you don't control would level up into a champion card, return that card to its owner's material deck instead. So very much like end of turn, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna play this down, rest your ally, and then you can't either not only swing, but you can't level up. Like, it's just a negate level up, and like, it's not bad for a 3 cost, even though it's 1/1. That's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. There's cards in water like Storm of Thorns, like Kahazi Trapper, like Taunts, whatever that can keep her safe. And the situation is that it says if a rested champion you don't control would level up into a champion card, return that card to its owner's material deck instead. So if I was to level up or dungeon guide, and there is a way that water can rest my champion at fast speed, you're just going to make me level up, and I have to send it back. Like I don't get my floating memory back. I've used my 2 floating memory. I attempt to level up. You rest me, I lose my 2 floating memory, and my level 2 goes back into my material deck. So this is a very powerful card. They are definitely. It's also a chessman, by the way, which it means it can with Alice. Alice can prevent 3 damage done to her.
Yeah,
Funnily enough, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a control deck. It seems like, or will be in a control deck. I've seen some funny stuff where people have played like Water Wind Nico, and they've played this, rested you, freezing hailed you, reclaimed it when you try and kill it, Storm of Thorns it, and you're just sitting there like it's the funny thing is like they're actually doing nothing to you, but you can't do anything. Like you just sit there for 5 turns. I was playing Fire Eye, right? I sat there for 5 turns, like as Fire Eye, like, yep, I can't level up. And then finally he's like, okay, I can't stop you anymore. I'm like, yep, level 2, level 3, Arcane Blast. It's like, okay, like you wasted 30 minutes of my time. It's definitely, I think it's a powerful card. And this is a card that no matter how many sets are to come, I think this can still be a kind of staple in water decks with how powerful the ability is.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a really cool take to water, like stopping a level up. From just that style of that card, I think is really cool to be seen in the new set.
And there's not many. Well, there's not many. Last thing, there's not many cards that interact with level ups and materializations. So to have a card that's like, well, no, you don't get to like move on in your game and follow your level strategy is huge as well.
Yeah, especially for the 3 cost, right? The value, like 3 is nothing.
3 cost,
Yeah.
Yep.
Moving on, Reguel Inquisition. Now, I believe these X cards, get me right here, there's a new version in the game coming in with DR, which is once you're level 3, you can use these cards, correct?
Yep, exalted cards.
Exalted, yeah. So this says, look at the target's opponent's hand and memory, discard any amount of cards from them. For each card discarded this way, the opponent reveals the top card of their deck and puts it into their hand. So you get to just see everything, take out all the bits that you know are going to be like, just for a lethal, you're playing like an end soul kind of player. You're like, whoop, there goes your end soul, and then you reveal, or whatever it may be. You can really, I think this card is like one where it's like, at a base level, if I'm a new player, I'm like, cool, I can disrupt the flow, right? I'm going to destroy cards. At a high-end level, right, if I know all the lines of someone's deck and where they're at that point of time of what they've needed or where mine at, I have so much control, seeing the whole, like, every step. Like, I know this is not only this is going to stop me card, this is the card that's going to put them into the next stage of where they are in their phase, I guess, between like early game to end game. This is what they're going to use to close out the game. Like there's so much, and it's 2 cost, right? Like what the hell?
If you look at Cabinet Worlds, Worlds would write down every card that's shown in memory or extricating touch revealed.
Yep.
So this card at a high, let's talk about high level competitive play for a second.
Yep.
If you are Reguel Inquisitioning, you have pen and paper, you're able to write down their whole hand, and you are able to cross off each card that gets played as you go. You're allowed to do that as part of the rule set. So if you have the energy and effort to do that, you can literally know what is in your opponent's hand the whole time. The situation with this, though, the interesting thing about this card is if I'm a Merlin player and I have fireballs in my hand, and a fireball is to kill you, and I have Reguel Inquisitions in my hand, Reguel Inquisitions are fireballs. Do you want to know why?
Yeah, tell me why.
Because if I Reguel Inquisition you, and I get rid of your incapacitates or your frostbinds, you die out of the fireball, right?
Yep.
So you have to use your incaps and frostbinds on the Reguel Inquisition to stop me from taking your incaps and frostbinds. So it becomes a pseudo fireball because you have to waste your incaps on it instead of the fireball.
Yep, I get it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this card becomes your kill card in a way. Like it's like extra of your kill card, because if you're playing this and they're like revolving their whole life around Veiling Breeze or incaps, they have to do it then and there, which is like, okay, well, I haven't wasted my fireball now. I'll wait till your turn when Veiling wears off and I'll fireball you. So it's just such a heavy threat. Like no one at a high level, everyone at high level has their lines and has their, like, no one's ever going to sit there and just die. Everyone's got their cards that they need to live, and if they don't, they scoop, right? So it's like, this is like, okay, well, I'm going to take away that safety net you currently am holding, or otherwise you would have scooped and finished the game here.
Yeah, cool. What a wonderful card.
Not to mention, there's a situation where this can be played at fast speed. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but there is a card that makes this fast speed. So you can, at fast speed, like remove cards while they're dungeon guiding, or remove cards while they're light weaver assaulting. So it's kind of cool.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, DTR is going to be insane. All right, let's go on. Another card, I believe. I haven't been counting. Excalibur, the Reflected Edge. Wonderful artwork on this card. This card, I think, straight away, people were like, oh my god! This is a True Sight Spell Shroud. It's got a Merlin bonus for Excalibur +1. It comes in as an ally. I think it's maybe one of the only ally sword cards. You can confirm or deny how that works.
It's a main deck. It's a main deck sword. It's not an ally though. It doesn't have health. It just sits on the board.
So on Destroy, summon a token copy of a non-distortion regalia you control with memory cost 0. It becomes a distortion in the addition to its other types. So I've seen it played once where I played Limelight. You know, I get diverse in training games. I come in, I get slaughtered. It's really fun. I can't wait to do it every week. But he was like, oh, let me Excalibur. I was like, okay, cool, bro. He's like, oh, now I have 2 Grand Crusader rings. And I was like, that's really cool, man. Thank you. Like, what are you seeing played with this card? Like, what? I know that was one for me. Is that the main purpose? Or?
Funnily enough, I versed my teammate Crave Shock Armad 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And he was playing Arisana. And what he would do is he would go Serene Wind. He would look for his Excalibur in the Glimpse. He would get his Excalibur. He'd play it as a spirit. He'd swing at me for 1 as a spirit. He would then level up to Arisana level 1. He'd bring out Polaris. He'd break the Excalibur. He'd make 2 Polarises. And then every time he'd use a herb, he'd get 2 counters, right? So I think game 1 and 2, he got 12 Cosmic Bolts in the deck, 6 and 6 on his Polaris.
Oh no!
And then the next day, the ban list came out, and they nerfed Polaris. So hooray, it's dead.
Hooray! Hooray! Thank God. Maybe that's what they.
This card is very versatile. There's no like. What everyone's like, I guess like the thing about DTR, everyone is cooking their own little mix right now. It's a breath of fresh air with all these new cards. I've heard nothing bad about this set yet, other than the ban list. That's completely different. Nothing bad about this set yet. Everyone has their own little like gimmick they're trying to make. We've got people trying to clone Chalice of Bloods and Jin. We've got people trying to clone Tariff Rings as a joke. We've got people trying to clone, everything, safeguards, like Quicksilver Grails, and trying to like just bring their whole mat deck out. So there's so many things that this type of stuff can kind of give you an option to do. So we won't know anything yet. But like if the thing about this card is like an example of something that is kind of scary. If you were to play this in Fire Aggro Mystery, right? You could play Pfizer. You've played Pfizer before, right? Fire Aggro Xander.
Yeah.
So you could bring out a Poison Dagger, right?
Yep.
You could Blazing Throw this, copy a Poison Dagger, have 2 Poison Daggers, and then you could pop both Poison Daggers, or you could Blazing Throw another Excalibur and make another Poison Dagger.
Yeah.
And then you can just pop all 3 Poison Daggers, your whole turn's +3, and then your opponent gets obliterated like turn 3.
Why would you tell everybody that, dude?
I know, I'm going to lose to it now.
I don't know why you say that to everybody right now. You've literally just changed the whole Quicksilver Cup for us. Or is he baiting? He wants people to play Fire Aggro, dude.
You're right. No, cut it. You're right. We need to cut it. We need to get it. All right.
Oh my God.
Let's go into the next card.
Is this the final card?
2 cards left.
2 cards left.
So this would have been the second last card. I've saved the best card for last either way, but this would have been like the second or third last card. Reguel would be up here as well. So this is the Looking Glass.
Yes.
If you want to move to the Looking Glass. So this is the Divine Relic of the set. This is a very hard card to open. If you open this in your box, you are very lucky. This is not hard, not easy to hit. So Divine Relic, it is a Cleric Distortion artifact. It has Omni Shroud. If this card is in your starting material deck, you may begin the game with it on the field. Ignore the elemental requirements of the distortion cards you play. So this thing comes out before your spirit comes out. It's the first thing. You literally, before you bring a spirit out, you bring out a portal, which means it's kind of cool. It's like your spirit's walking through a portal, right? You bring this out, then you bring your spirit out. Kind of cool. This card is amazing for the sole fact that it turns on the set, so to speak. There's so many distortion cards in the set. There's so many cool things you can do in regards to distortion cards. There's lots of Astra and Umbra like Distortion Regalia. They've like flipped Sword of Seeking to Sword of Shadows. They've flipped Necklace of Foresight to Necklace of Hindsight, etc., etc. So they've got like the double takes, right? And this turns all of those cards on. Is it like a must-have? No, but if you want to have fun and build some decks and play the game and play DTR to its fullest, I would recommend picking up one of these, 100%.
Right. And now to the final card, the one everybody has been talking about. Da 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 da! Woo! The Liminal Guide. Yes, it's actually a guide. It comes out every set. There's a different guide, and this card is incredible. Yeah, it's a guide to victory. Like, this is what we talked about, Reguel. So whenever your champion levels up, return this card from your graveyard to the field. If you do, it becomes Imperial, and you draw a card. You're like, oh, well, what if I play it? Will it really die? They won't kill it. Aha! What happens is people are using like Reguel the Abyss as a Spectre. Dumping Creative Shock, they're just burning it into their graveyard, and then they go for the level up, and they do it like, you know, they got 4 in their hand. Sometimes I've seen like level 1, I've seen, you know, versing these aggro fires, they're dropping 2 Liminal Guides, they go to level 1, there's 2 more draw, like it is,
and 2 allies on the board,
and 2 allies on the board, like it's just insane. It's an insane card.
Yeah, look, this card, funnily enough, there was a Chinese YouTuber that's rated this card a 1 out of 5 stars. Just want to call that out while I'm here.
Wow,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, don't ask me. This is a 5 out of 5 stars. Don't get me wrong. There is cards that obviously can banish cards from graveyard, but if you're wasting a card to banish a card from graveyard, I'm happy either way, right? Yep. Whether I draw a card or you waste a card to get rid of it, like it's the same thing, right? At the end of the day. The good thing about this is there is some intricate plays where, for example, I can have 3 Liminal Guides in the graveyard, and I can level up to level 1, 2, 3, whatever. The 3 triggers go on the board, right? Go on the stack. So you get like Liminal Guide, stack, trigger, draw 1. Okay, I have enough for Crave Shock, or I have enough for whatever. I can Crave Shock, draw 2, discard 1. Next Liminal Guide trigger, I can like respond to it and do stuff. Next Liminal Guide trigger, I can respond and do stuff to it. So in between all the Liminal Guide draws, you can like scout the lands. You can look at what's on top of your deck. You can glimpse. You can do all this stuff and kind of shape your hand as you draw from Liminal Guides. On top of that, there is some cool plays where, you know, you can Hasty Messenger a Liminal Guide into your graveyard. Then you just Dungeon Guide level up, draw a card on the Dungeon Guide level up, and you have enough cards to play your finisher or whatever it is as well. So it's a crazy card. I'm not saying it's tier 0. I'm not saying it's broken. There is cards that can affect it. You know, it's not a perfect world where like this beats everything. Yeah. But if you leave it unchecked, if you leave a Fire player unchecked with Reguel the Abyss, Spectre cards, and Liminal Guide, they are going to have 15 cards in their hand. I will say that as a stern thing to everyone. If you leave them unchecked, they're going to have 15 cards. You're going to sit there looking at a 15-card Luxem Xander, and you're going to feel miserable. So get your hands on them or figure out how to beat it is what I'm going to say.
I think the biggest thing here for it to realize is that you have to play around it. This one card is just saying you're coming in to play matches against other people. Not if you're thinking about making a fire deck, you're going to look for this card for sure. If you're not thinking about fire deck, you have to be putting around playing against it. Like, that's just the reality.
Right. 100% mystery. And that's the thing. And that's the thing, I guess, which is, it's both a pro and a con at the end of the day before we wrap up. Like, if you're playing a fire deck and you're sitting there without a Spectre package or without Liminal Guide, and your opponent is like just imagine this. I want you to envision this, right, Jack? You're playing across from me. You've built your brand new Fire Tony deck. No liminals, no nothing, right?
I love Fire Tony.
And I draw my 7. I draw my 7 cards. I'm like, oh, haha. Reguel the Abyss. Draw a card. Discard 2 liminals. Draw 2. You're just like, okay. You're still sitting there with your 7 cards. Next turn, I have like 11 cards. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, you just scoop and then you go back and you work.
You never catch up. You never catch up. Never. So like exactly what you're saying. You either have to go with the flow of fire right now, or you need to fight it pretty much 100%.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming on and making this video. I think this is a great one. We call it like the market takes coming on for the DTR set. We're going to get this video out as soon as possible. Please like, subscribe, comment. Look, these are videos we want to make for you guys. These are videos, the cards we recommend that you get onto. You're trying to pull.
100%.
You're trying to get. Like, these are the core things we think will come out in DTR. Of course, if you like these videos, let us know because we'll make more. We're all about making content here at Creative Shock. Of course, you see my face all the time. Sometimes you see Limelight, but again, he's training, he's working, he's now a new dad. So let's say congratulations in the chat to him. But thanks for coming along, Limelight. Thank you for putting this together. And yeah, I'm keen to see what next video we make. I'm keen to pull some cards this weekend with you, and we'll do it. We're gonna do hopefully we're gonna record me cracking open a case, which is gonna be fun.
Yes.
And we're gonna when we pull these, I'm gonna go nuts. And we don't pull these, I'm gonna buy another case. But let's talk about that later. Look, thanks guys for watching, Lime. Thanks for coming on, and I hope you enjoyed this video.
Cheers, bye.